Ian Gary's rear naked choke sucks. Ian Gary, when you're doing a rear naked strangle, you want to get that arm behind the head. And then he was hooking his glove, whatever. It was creative. Rotate that shoulder back. I'm screaming at the big screen, watching Ian Gary let the title shot slip out of his Irish fingers. I just feel like it could be such a big star. Ian Gary could be a pay-per-view headliner if he sat down on his punches more and just had a couple little things. It's like he gets up, he contests the hands, he fights it to the hip. He does all the hard work, and then he doesn't break the grip. And Shavkat probably does have a gorilla grip, I'm sure. We could have been seeing Ian Gary versus Bilal Muhammad. Instead, we're going to get Shavkat versus Bilal Muhammad. And I'll just say it right now. Bilal Muhammad should beat Shavkat, guys. I don't see what Shavkat does better. What kick, I guess, than Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad puts way more pressure on. You even heard the commentary team during the fight talking about how they felt like this didn't look like it would be successful against Bilal Muhammad. The fight was too slow paced. So I think that Ian Gary, 2 rounds to 3, just kind of let the title shot slip away from him. Shavkat fought all right. It wasn't the best fight. Wouldn't even be shocked if they didn't give the title shot to Shavkat now, but they will. And you guys heard McGregor making fun of Shavkat? He was like, security doesn't even know he's the champ. They don't even know he's the champ. Apparently, he was getting stopped by security before doing the face-off with Shavkat. That was funny. And by the way, I like Bilal Muhammad. Used to mop the fucking mats after Bilal Muhammad was done training. He's over at UFC Gym Oakland. Good dude. Hard-working fucking dude. And unbiased, I really just think he's better than Shavkat. Shavkat's got a cool style, but I think he's going to beat him. All right. It was a good card. We had a good time on the premium channel. Premium picks went 4-1. Did I go 5-0 clean sweep again on most confident? Let me double check to make sure I'm my most confident. I gave you guys Cyril Gane, Dominic Reyes, Brian Battle, Chase Hooper, Temba. Fuck. 4-1 for you guys too. Temba Garimbo got mopped. Temba Garimbo got mollywopped. Good for Luke, man. Luke is the nicest guy. Fucking boom, bangs the cross. He throws 2 or 3 more punches to a ghost because Temba was all the way down. Temba takes a bad shot, slaps on the choke. Beautiful. It was this way. It was the other way. Beautiful job. Nice anaconda. Didn't even need the knee on top of the arm to finish it. Just chokes him unconscious right there. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson goes to bed angry, Solid performance. It is what it is. 4-1. We hit a lot of nice bets in the free channel. I got one I'm proud of. Chase Hooper inside distance. Wasn't that sweet? Wasn't that straightforward? That made a lot of sense. And he wins with a nice armbar against Clay Guida. He already subbed Clay Guida in grappling. And then his striking's coming along really nicely. Clay's only getting older. It just made sense that he would get it done in the UFC as well. Big dub for Chase Hooper. Ended up giving out distance for Ian Gary and Shavkat. Over 2.5 was the official. That was safer. And then over 2.5 for Cody Durden, Joshua Van. Dog money on Duho Choi. Shout out to anybody else who hit the Duho Choi pick. Why all the Nate Landwehr love? Because he's a savage. I told you guys he's a little Michael Chandler, and they don't always win. A lot of times they don't. And Duho Choi is a very good striker, so who could wrestle too. So shout out to Duho Choi. Dog money, getting it done. And then the parlay was Dominic Reyes and Brian Battle. Brian Battle A little bit of a nail biter. Missed weight. We don't love that. Anytime somebody misses weight, it's a problem. But Dominic Reyes getting the finish against Lionheart Smith. Hey, folks, we made money and it was a good week. You guys ready to do it again? This week on my Telegram and on my premium channel, I will cover in the premium channel, I will cover the entire card. Okay? So I'll give out my normal lock, parlay, 3 premium plays, but I'm also going to cover the entire card to end the year, top to bottom, because between me and my boy T-Bone, I think we like a lot of bets on this card. So why not give a bet out for every single fight? All right? Merry fucking Christmas. I hope to see you over there. And if you're just in the free channel, they've been eating food as well. All right? And if you're just here, I got you too. Let's talk about UFC Fight Night, Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. And I'll give you guys my 5 most confident picks. Let's start it off rapid fire. Shall we? We're going with Petrino. Petrino's a lock because he's explosive. Dustin Jacoby's going to have problems with him on the ground, on the feet, no matter where this thing goes. He's the slower guy. I do think that Petrino could get this fight over with, and I don't think he's going to put his head into a stupid guillotine. Then give me Adrian Yanez. Dog money. I know a lot of you like Daniel Marcos, but he does not hit as hard as Adrian Yanez. And as long as Adrian Yanez can protect his lead leg, I think he can knock out Daniel Marcos. I do think he could box with him all day. Then we're going with Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez has to be my single most confident pick on this card. Joel Alvarez just beat Elvin Brenner in a fantastic performance. And I think Drakkar Klose brings nothing that is going to shock Joel Alvarez, man. He's been there, done that. He's got some nice dubs. I think he gets another one here, probably by knockout. Then, Miranda fucking Maverick. That's a big-time lock, but a lot of times she likes to fight in close fights with women she shouldn't be in close fights with. But this time she's against Jamie Lynn Horth. You got to lock her. And then last but not least, we'll take the city kickboxing up-and-comer Navajo Stirling. I'm only concerned about the takedown defense. That's all I'm saying. I want to see more of it. But Tukos, remember him from Breaking Bad? Tuco, not a great fighter. So definitely is going to look for, should look for takedowns. But I do think that the city kickboxing prospect should get it done on the feet. One more time for the people in the back. I'm going with Petrino. I'm going with Yanez. I'm going with Alvarez. I'm going with Maverick. And then I'm going with Stirling. All right? Those are my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night, Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. Before I break those down, let me just cover the whole fucking card. I'll yell it at you. You guys ready for the full picks? Let's do it. All right. Pierre Rodriguez over Knudsen. Would I bet on it? Probably not, but Pierre Rodriguez is dog money, and she's the better grappler here. Not that she's great at grappling, but Knudsen likes to get taken down. It could be a problem for her. Ramon Tavares over Davy Grant. Davy Grant's 38 years old. I will pick an old fighter on this card later, but I do think that Tavares has a lot of power and should be a problem. Now, Grant can fucking box, though, so another one that's a good fight. Then I'm going Miranda Maverick. I already told you. I'm going Miles Johns over Felipe Lima. Another problem, because Felipe Lima is very talented. One I will look at, meditate on, right? That's the ayahuasca on the mountaintop type fight. That's a good one. Felipe Lima is a problem. Early lean Miles Johns. Fernando Padilla over Sean Woodson. He's more dangerous. He looked really good in his last one. Sean Woodson ekes by some fights. I don't see him eking by this one. Now, I could be proven wrong because he's a distance guy. So Woodson can keep you out at the end of that 6'2" range, right? But Fernando Padilla 6'1", but more of a yellow red zone fighter, likes to get a little dirty. I think Fernando Padilla could find something here. Again, really impressive in his last fight. Joel Alvarez over Drakkar Klose, big time lock. Then give me old man. Here's one of them. Michael Johnson over Ottman Azaitar. Ottman Azaitar is just not good. That's an issue. Michael Johnson's aging, but I do think he ends up going 15-15 in the UFC. I think he could get this one done, man. Ottman hasn't won a fight since 2020. It's going to be 2025 in a couple weeks. I'm going Stirling over Tokkos. I just, I want to see the takedown defense, man. Before I go bet big bucks on you, show me the takedown defense. More tape study there for sure. Daniel Marcos and Adrian Yanez is a good fight. Daniel Marcos does win decisions in the UFC. He used to be a finisher, but against UFC competition, he's more of a decision guy. Just kind of slaps you up and gets to the decision. I've heard some people say he hits really hard. Really? No, I think that it's Adrian Yanez who hits hard. I think Adrian Yanez can potentially put him out or at least do some damage and win some rounds. So give me Adrian Yanez. He has to defend his legs. It'll be a problem if the kicks get going for Marcos. I'll be quite upset. But Adrian Yanez, you've had plenty of time to adjust. He's a young guy. I think he can make the adjustments. I think Adrian Yanez, by the way, dog money, like 2-1 dog. Adrian Yanez. Vitor Petrino over Dustin Jacoby. Petrino's super powerful. Big left hook on the feet. Can grapple too, better than just Dustin Jacoby. Remember, Dustin Jacoby came over from Glory Kickboxing. I do think Petrino's going to be a problem for him. Give me Petrino. You guys might hate this one. Bruno Silva over Manel Kape. I could see Manel Kape winning. Don't jump on me. But Bruno Silva, dog money, dude. Manel Kape's just a little overrated, man. Bruno Silva's a problem. Bruno Silva's been a little underrated. We made money off him last time with the comeback win over Cody Durden. He's dangerous. He's dangerous on the ground. Potential submission threat over Manel Kape. I like him. I'm going with Cub Swanson. UFC Jim Huntington Beach is fighting UFC Jim Costa Mesa at Alta. That's Cub Swanson's team over in Costa Mesa. That's my team over at Huntington Beach. We're going head-to-head, and I'm excited to say that I think Cub Swanson will beat Billy Quarantillo. I could pick Cub Swanson here. I've been fading Billy Quarantillo as a professional. I mean, I hit the fade Billy Quarantillo button often. And I'm going to do it here. I think Cub Swanson can get this decision. I think Cub Swanson can out-kickbox him. And maybe he retires. His team's been winning. He just was cornering a fight that got stopped the other day. Saw him last weekend jumping up and down. He's been training with a good team over there. He's got some young guys. He's got Dan Argueta. He's got people pushing him. I think Cub Swanson could put it together against Billy Quarantillo in the co-main event. And then in the main event of the evening, I want Colby Covington to win. I'm rooting for Colby Covington. Count me a mild Colby Covington fan. But I'm going to go Joaquin Buckley. I think Joaquin Buckley's explosiveness is good. I'm concerned about the staring contest that Manel Kape and Colby Covington got in the last fights, albeit foot and toe injuries. It's an issue, I don't want to see Colby Covington out there kickboxing at range for 5 rounds, like real patient and shit, with Joaquin Buckley, because Joaquin Buckley explodes in. He rushes in. He takes risk. And if you're somebody who can slam a knee up the middle like Kai Asakura, if you're somebody who could bang a big shot like Rumble Johnson, those are crazy examples, but you hear me, then maybe you can knock out a Joaquin Buckley. Maybe you catch him. But Colby Covington, he needs to move forward. He needs to wrestle. 2 things he hasn't been doing that great at. He's at that little gym now. He's no longer at ATT. I'm concerned we don't have pre-getting jumped by Jorge Masvidal Colby Covington anymore. Who's this new guy? Been to the White House too many times. Too much money in the bank. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Too many haters. Got kicked out of his team or left. Whatever happened. I think Joaquin Buckley can get it. Colby Covington has a lot of 5-round experience. So there's a pathway for him. Rooting for the guy, but Buckley's unorthodox, man. I think it'll be hard to take down. Very physically strong. Big opportunity for him. His best days are ahead of him. I think Colby's best days are behind him. Interesting to see how that fight plays out. All right. That's my full card breakdown for UFC Fight Night Tampa, which hopefully will be awesome. And it's in Florida. Is the president going to come out? Is the president going to come hang out in Florida? That'd be cool. I could break those down a little bit more for you guys if you want to hear my most confident ones. Love Mike from Milwaukee. Love right back to Milwaukee. I would always go to Milwaukee Summerfest. Who have I seen at Summerfest? Shinedown, back when I was a big Shinedown fan. They got the best cover of Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. Shout out to them. Good memories over there in Milwaukee. My friend lost his shoe at that concert. How do you lose your shoe? Good memories. Yanez is so overrated. All right. Don't go Yanez then. I pick it like 4 dogs on this card. 4? I think 4 dogs on this card. Maybe 5. I agree. Bruno is a live dog. I'm saying some dogs are going to bite on this card. All right. There have been cards this year where either all or maybe one dog won, but like all favorites won. Maybe one dog came through. There have been cards like that this year. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. Some of these dogs are biting. I picked my favorites. Johns versus Lima, not on FanDuel. Cub is still a dog, even though he is ancient. Cub is 41 years old. And not everybody ages like fine wine, but Cub's doing pretty good. Cub looks pretty good for his age. And the general rule to go by is the lighter the weight class, the more age is a factor. I mean, just look at heavyweights. Randy Couture won the heavyweight title at 46 years old. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that in our lifetimes, we will never see a 46-year-old UFC lightweight champion. That ain't happening. The skill level is so high. The pace